Welcome back, bookworms. This is Mrs. K. I'm glad you could join me. Ed's bad mood begins as something small, but before you know it, it grows, gathers speed, and sweeps through the whole town. Let's enjoy the magic of reading as we read together. Sweep, written by Louise Greig and illustrated by Júlia Sardà, and find out how Ed confronts his big feelings. Look at all of those beautiful leaves. Ed in a good mood is a very nice Ed. Ed in a bad mood is not. And Ed was in a bad mood. Not one of those tiny whirlwinds in a teacup that blow over before they have even begun. No, this mood swept over him in a raging storm and stuck. Uh-oh. It began as something small, really small, hardly a thing at all. But before Ed knew it, the something had grown, gathered pace, and swept him off down a path. Ed's bad mood thought this was a wonderful idea, but the things that got in Ed's way did not. Ed knew perfectly well when he had gone far enough, but he could not bring himself to say, "Okay, that will do." So on he stormed a bit farther and a bit farther still, until suddenly the whole thing became bigger than him. Of course, if Ed had looked up, he would have noticed the beautiful things, the things that always made his heart sing. But he refused to lift his eyes. The ground was a lot more interesting, or so his bad mood told him. Everything seemed against him, but that just made him even more determined. He dug in his heels and kept going. Just Ed and his bad mood. Is this really worth it? He asked himself. Yes, his bad mood decided, though Ed did wonder a little. Now his bad mood had swept through the whole town. The birds had stopped singing. The flowers had disappeared. This whole thing was affecting everyone and everything. Good, thought Ed's bad mood, but really Ed was beginning to wish it had all blown over like a whirlwind in a teacup. Everything grew dark, and Ed was getting tired and hungry. He was finding it harder and harder to keep this up. Surely he could not give up now, not when he had gone to all this trouble. That would be crazy. But something had to change. Look at it, friends. And then something did change. A new wind whipped up. It began as something small, really small, that became bigger, bigger than Ed. Suddenly, everything looked different. The world looked brighter. For a moment, Ed felt rather silly. Had he really gone to all that effort for nothing? But at least it had cleared the air. It had even blown something his way, something that made him look up. It lifted his mood higher and higher, up to the sky. And suddenly he noticed beauty all around him. It swept him away. As for his bad mood, it vanished into thin air. Now, when it looks as if Ed might, just might, spiral into a bad mood and sweep down that path again, he thinks twice. His first thought is, will I? And his second thought is, or not. Well, bookworms, if you enjoyed Sweep, be sure to check it out at your local library or buy a copy for yourself from your favorite bookstore. If you enjoyed my Read Aloud video, please give it a thumbs up and become an official bookworm and subscribe. Until next time, enjoy the magic of reading.